Hey guys, Richard here for Beyond College Success, and today I'm here to chat to you about beginning the self-discovery process while you're in college. I guess a lot of people might attribute this topic to finding yourself. Well, maybe not, because I think the idea of self really changes with time, and especially if you want to accomplish something big with your life, you will find that to be the case. In this video though, I'm going to share with you how I began the self-discovery process for myself and how that helped me gain a unique college experience, and how it can help you gain a unique college experience if you apply the formula I'm about to share in this video. Alright guys, I'm going to go straight into the point of this video without bearing the lead here. So the idea of self-discovery is about being on your own path and really being different from the general herd. So we have been on your own path and following the general herd of students, right? So that idea sounds very simple, but in practice it's actually very difficult, but also very rewarding if you do choose to go on that path here. So why are we even talking about this, and how did I come to that conclusion? First of all, I want to say that I've actually spoken to a lot of people who have graduated from college and who've shared their honest opinion with what they thought college was all about and how they went about discovering a little bit about themselves. So what I have to say here has some value for you. So that's how I came to the conclusion that I'm going to share with you. But even far beyond that, I think most students, right, starting from high school, have been programmed to think certain way about college. And for example, that includes one, that college is going to be the best time of your life, and so also that college is a place where you're going to meet tons and tons of people and you're going to make lasting friends. And not to even mention this whack idea that if you come to college, all of a sudden you're going to find yourself, and also that you wouldn't have to worry about yourself. You're going to discover yourself, and that's it for your life, right? You'll be done. How blissful, right? But I think if you've had that idea and then all of a sudden you find yourself in college, you will find that some of these ideas about college are actually very unrealistic, and it's not true, to be honest. And I think your best chance of actually getting some of those is by actually staying on path or staying on your own track compared to following the general herd. So I think there's a risk with following the general herd, because most certainly you will not get a unique college experience just by following everyone else, because there's a lot of voices when you are following the general herd, right? And your own voice is not being heard, right? And this is why I want you to take this part, yeah? So that's what I think about all this, right? And I think the self-discovery process, the way I can explain it for you is that if you look back at your first few days in college, you will notice that a lot of people are trying to fit in. And this is simply because a lot of people came with this idea in their heads that college is going to be this awesome thing, right? So basically, they have unrealistic model in their heads, and everyone in their first few days in college or first few weeks in college, even some people, can go at least 2 years or 3 years, right, before they discover that actually this model is not working, right? But I want you to realize this as quickly as possible so that you can get on that straight and narrow path towards your destination, which will be self-discovery. And that self-discovery is going to continue after you graduate, which is even more beautiful because you find a bit about yourself in college, and you're working off a better platform rather than following the herd, which are eventually going to graduate and leave you behind. So there's more reasons why you need to actually follow what I have to say here. So, and I think unfortunately for most people, they actually continue following the herd, right? And that's when they realize after college that everybody's going on a separate way, and all of a sudden they have to think for themselves. Now, that would be the worst case scenario. So what's the real solution here? The real solution here is to actually start designing your own path here and getting on that straight and narrow path. Honestly, there's nothing worth doing in college. I think in as much as you're acquiring knowledge, you won't be doing this at the background, right? So that your college experience doesn't go flat and stale and doesn't become mundane, whereby you're just showing in for lectures and you go home. That is really not a unique college experience. But I think that self-discovery process, or that self-discovery path that you are on, gives you a lot of choices on what you want to feel on a daily basis, right? And it's about creating that experience, right? And that's how you get a unique college experience. So I'm going to share with you how I actually went about doing mine. So when I came into college, for the first few weeks, I say at least 12 weeks of college, I was pretty much following the general herd. But intuitively, then I just knew there was something lacking, right? I knew that my voice wasn't being heard compared to how it has been a couple of months prior before I came to college. So, for example, let's just take a typical example now. By no means, this is it might sound like a bad example, but say for example, when I came into college, I would follow a group of people because honestly, I wanted to fit in, right? And I will come in and I'll follow a certain group of people, and a lot of people will be saying, "Oh, let's go here, let's go there," and I'll just say, "Yeah, sure." I go with that group, and another group will come. I was like, "Yeah, sure, go with that group." So most of the time, my voice wasn't being heard. I was just kind of following what the general people were doing, and I wasn't really thinking, right? I think that's even one of the dangerous stuff with following the general herd. So apart from even college, you find this to be the case when you start working in the business world or whatever you want to do. There's going to be some general belief with people, and you have to be different to actually attract people to you. And I think there's also a difference between being different. You could stand out in two ways. You could stand out positively, or you could stand out negatively. But by no means do I need to tell you what you need to do there. So obviously being positive is what attracts people to you and keeps you on your own path. Yeah. And I think even one of the advantages I should mention here is that when you are on your own path, more people are drawn to you, and because you know your values and you get to create that for yourself, more people are attracted to you and they go like, that guy's a little bit different. But anyways, back to my college experience is the idea that, so I was doing that in college. I was generally following what people were doing, but intuitively after several weeks of doing this, I kind of knew that there was something lacking in me. So I came back semester 2 of my first year and I decided, listen, I need to change things around. So then I just decided that, listen, I'm not going to go out with that group. I'm just going to become more independent in my own way. And also, I was really relying on other people in different ways from that group. And I also had to say no to that, yeah. And I got on my track. Of course, it was very difficult because these people were constantly helping me. But then I decided that, listen, yes, in as much as they are helping me, I need to get on my path and become very self-reliant. So I just decided that, listen, this is where I want to go. And then I just go on that path. It was quite challenging, but some of the benefits that I reap today, I would not have gotten it if I just followed the general herd who were kind of spoon feeding me in so many ways. So that's what I mean by being on yourself journey per se. Yeah. So that's my story there. I get a couple of objections here is that people might say, "Wait, Richard, what are you saying? Are you asking me to become a loner right now by just being on my own path?" No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying here that you need to start developing a sense of your own inner voice and let that inner voice be driving you. There's much reward in that. And sure, of course, you're gonna make mistakes with that, and I think mistakes are okay. In fact, I think college is actually the place that you won't make tons of mistakes, right? Because there's no risk involved per se. That's really the point of college. I think if you understand this, then you can go out there and make lots of mistakes and learn from those. Because I think if you bring some of your mistakes and you don't explore while you're in college and you bring those mistakes to the workplace, and you're gonna pay brutally for it. So by no means you can't explore while you're in the workplace. But I think college environment is more suitable, more you have the free will to do whatever you want there, yeah, more so than the workplace. So that's what I would advise you to do. So the objection here is that, oh, Richard, I'll be lonely. Well, not really. You're not going to be lonely. I think if you get on that path, yes, you're going to feel the loneliness. And to some degree, it is a lonely path to take because nobody has driven on that road before. So you are the one who's creating it. So that's kind of the cost to it. And with anything in life, there's a direct cost to it, yeah? So get on that path and stay on that path. I tell you, you're going to be so glad you did. So a couple of advantages of staying on your own path is one, you get to define your own values, right? I think in college, there's a kind of general talk with students, right? So everybody's talking about their career, right? or how much they want to earn, right? All this kind of, for me, they are just, they don't really get to the core of what human being can do, right? For example, they'll be talking about how much they're gonna get paid in a job when they start off, or some unique college experience that they are after, or whatever. Now, by no means am I condemning those. Those are very important, and sure, jokes could be gotten out of those. But I think fundamentally we have to be talking about, deep issues like what's really giving you fulfillment rather than cash, right? So all those are nice, which the general people talk about, but I also think that you need to be very wise here in order to define what you really want, right? And being on your own path really gives you some of those basic skills and some of those thinking, right? Self-thinking on your own, so that you define what is really valuable to you and what fulfillment you want to get from life. Yeah. So that those are a couple of the advantages. So how can you do this practically in your life is by, I always have this habit of going away once a year. So currently or lately, I came from Manchester in the UK, just going around exploring on my own. Now, of course, when people hear this idea that you're traveling on your own, they immediately look at you like, why are you doing that? Can't you just find a group of friends to do that? And I think most people are actually uncomfortable when it comes to the idea of traveling on their own. But if you really want to find yourself, I say those are the things you want to do, because traveling is one of the ways you can explore, right? Because if you travel alone, you get to observe what you do as an individual. And this is how you constantly build courage and start investing in yourself to become more of an attractive person. Over time, if you do this, man, after 4 years of college, you will be so aware of yourself, and not only that, you have so much self-confidence in yourself, and that's what I want you guys to be shooting forward to. So every year, do make this a habit to go somewhere different from your home, right? Don't just finish college and get a job and then work as a summer intern somewhere. Or those could be nice, but in between there, even if you're doing that, in between then, do take a couple of days at least to go somewhere else where you are alone and just reflect, right? Everybody needs to do this to some point, so do not discount this idea. Yeah, so that's all I want to say in this video, guys. Let me know what you think about this video. I think this video, I have so many ideas on it, and I hope I've communicated some of my big ideas here. I literally have many other ideas that, by just the sheer nature of these videos and how long they could take, I've reduced this down to the length it is. So let me know if anything I've mentioned doesn't make sense or isn't clear. I'll be more than happy to explain it further. And also, I want to hear your ideas on how your college experience is going. I think the more I hear from you guys, it makes me feel as though I'm doing something of value, or at least I'm investing in something very positive. All right, I shall see you guys later on. Subscribe to this channel, share this with a friend, and I shall see you later. All right, bye.